Hello students, today we are discussing exercise 2.4 of class 9th and this is part 1 of exercise 2.4. So question number 1 is determine which of the following polynomial has x plus 1 as a factor. Here we are having 3 parts in this question and we have to check that x plus 1 is a factor of this polynomial or this polynomials or not. So the same factor is given for all the questions, all the polynomial functions. So first we have first polynomial function is x cube plus x square plus x plus 1. Now we have to understand how we can check whether this polynomial is this polynomial has a factor of this polynomial has a factor x plus 1 or not. So we can do one thing, that this x plus 1 we have to put what x plus 1 will be equal to 0 and we have to find out the value of x from this equation. So x will be equal to minus 1 when it comes to RHS. So x equal to minus 1, we have to put x equal to minus 1 in the given polynomial and check x equal to minus 1, that means p of minus 1. In place of x we have to put what? Minus 1. So p of minus 1 is equal to p of minus 1, in place of x we have to put minus 1 here also, LHS and RHS also. If p of minus 1 is equal to 0, then we can say that yes, this x plus 1 is a factor of our polynomial. If it is not equal to 0, then we can say that x plus 1 is not a factor of our polynomial. So here p of x is x cube plus x square plus x plus 1 and g of x is x plus 1. Let this is another polynomial function and we just take it as x plus 1. So first we have to let gx is equal to 0. We have to let what? G of x will be equal to 0. So when we take g of x equal to 0, that means x plus 1 will be equal to 0 and from this we have to find out value of x. So x plus 1 will be equal to 0. So x will be equal to what? Minus 1. So x is equals to minus 1. We have to put x equal to minus 1 in our polynomial function, that is px. Now by remainder theorem, this is BRT short form of by remainder theorem, we have to put x equal to minus 1 in our polynomial function. If it gives 0, then we can say that yes, it is a polynomial and this whole process is going under the remainder theorem. So by remainder theorem, BRT, by remainder theorem, p of minus 1 in place of x we have to put what? Minus 1. So p of minus 1 will be equal to minus 1 cube plus in place of x we have put what? Minus 1 square. In place of x we have put again minus 1 plus 1. So cube of a negative number is a negative number. So minus answer come in a negative form and cube of 1 is 1. Cube or any power of 1 is 1. Square of a negative number is positive number and square of 1 is 1 and plus into minus, minus again 1 and then plus 1. Minus 1 plus 1 cancel out, minus 1 plus 1 cancel out, is will become 0. So p of minus 1, when we put x equal to minus 1, it gives answer as 0. So p of minus 1 will be equal to 0. Then we can say that yes, g of x, that is this x plus 1, is a factor of our polynomial, that is px. Yes, we can say that gx is a factor of px and this whole process done under remainder theorem. So this is a remainder theorem through which we can say that any polynomial function is a factor of any polynomial function or not. This is the process through which we can solve this type of problems. Now again, let us discuss one more question related to same. That is second question. Px is x to the power 4 plus x cube plus x square plus 1 and gx is equal to x plus 1. Px is our polynomial function and we have to check gx. Same gx is given for all the polynomial function. Gx is remain same, that is x plus 1 for all the polynomial function. So we have to check this gx is a factor of px or not. So let gx is equal to 0, g of x will be equal to 0. This whole process going under remainder theorem. So we have to put gx is equals to 0. So when we put gx is equals to 0, that means x plus 1 will be equal to 0 and x will be equal to minus 1, same as in our previous part. So we have to put x equal to minus 1 in our polynomial function. So p of minus 1 will be equal to minus 1 to the power 4 plus minus 1 cube plus minus 1 square plus minus 1 and then plus 1. When power is even of a negative number, it gives a positive answer. So positive 1, negative on power is odd 1, so again a negative answer. Power is even, negative number, positive answer. Plus into minus, minus, and plus 1 as it is. Plus 1 minus 1 cancel out, plus 1 minus 1 cancel out, and it gives what? Plus 1. So p of minus 1 will be equal to what? 1. That means p of minus 1 is not equal to 0. So p of minus 1 is not equal to 0, then we can say that yes, gx is not a polynomial, not a factor of this polynomial function. So g of x is not a factor of this polynomial function. So here are the two questions. Hope you understand how you can solve this type of problems. And here you have two homeworks. P of x is equals to x to the power 4 plus 3x cube plus 3x square plus x plus 1. And second question is p of x is equals to x cube minus x square minus this whole 2 plus root 2 is written in bracket and x plus root 2. For this both the questions you have same gx, that is will be equal to x plus 1, x plus 1. So what you have to do, let g of x will be equal to 0, that means x plus 1 will be equal to 0, which gives what? X will be equal to minus 1. That means you have to put here p of minus 1. In all the x you have to put x equal to minus 1, and same thing you have to put x equal to minus 1 and check whether it gives if it is not equal to 0. If it is not equal to 0, then gx is not a factor of px. If this will equal to 0, then yes, px is a factor. If I said if, it may be possible it gives equal to 0, it gives not equal to 0. So this is both the question. You just try at home and check whether gx is a factor of our polynomial function or not. Thank you. Hello students, today we are discussing exercise 2.4 of class 9, and this is part 2 of exercise 2.4. And this is second question. Let us discuss the question. Determine whether gx is a factor of px in each of the following cases. Now in our previous question we have discussed that gx is same for all the question, and we have to check whether gx is a factor of this polynomial or not. And now we have to check in this question that gx is changed with respect to the question, and we have to check whether gx is a factor of the given polynomial or not. So the process is same. First the first polynomial is given, that px is equals to 2x cube plus x square minus 2x minus 1. This is our polynomial function, and this is gx, that is x plus 1. We have to check whether gx is a factor of this px or not. To check whether gx is a factor of this polynomial or not, we have to assume that let g of x is equal to 0. This is our first step first, that we have to let g of x will be equal to 0. So g of x is equal to what? X plus 1. So x plus 1 will be equal to what? 0. On solving this, what we get, x plus 1 will be equal to 0, then x will be equal to minus 1. That means what? When we put x equal to minus 1 in our given polynomial, and if its value becomes 0, if p of minus 1 becomes 0, then we can say that yes, g of x is a factor of this polynomial. If it is not equal to 0, then we can say g of x is not a factor of p of x. So now by reminder theorem, as we discussed reminder theorem in our previous video, p of minus 1 will be equal to p of minus 1. That means what? In place of x in this polynomial we have to put x equal to minus 1. So p of minus 1, that means in place of x we have put what? Minus 1. So p of minus will be equal to 2, and in place of x we have to put minus 1. So minus 1 cube plus x square, that means minus 1 square minus 2, and value of x is minus 1 and minus 1. So a cube of a negative number is a negative number, so answer is in negative quantity, and cube of 1 is again 1, so 2 into 1 will be 2. Square of an even number, square of a negative number is a positive number, and square of 1 is 1, so it will become positive 1. Minus into minus gives plus, minus into minus plus, so 2 into 1 2 and minus 1. Minus 2 plus 2 cancel out, minus 1 plus 1 cancel out, so p of minus 1 gives what? 0. So p of minus 1 is 0. That means what? When we put gx, x equal to minus 1, from gx what we get? P of minus 1 is equal to 0. That means we can say that yes, this p of this x plus 1, that means g of x is a factor of p of x. So this is the method through which we can check whether gx is a factor of px or not. Now let us discuss second question of this question, second part of this question. The given polynomial function is x cube plus 3x square plus 3x plus 1 and g of x is equals to x plus 2. So first step is what? Let g of x is equals to 0. What is g of x? G of x is x plus 2. So x plus 2 will be equal to 0. From this we get x equal to minus 2. Now we have to put this x equal to minus 2 in our given polynomial and check whether if p of minus 2 is equal to 0, then we can say that yes, it is a polynomial. Yes, it is 0. Just gx is zeros of our polynomial function. And if it is not equal to 0, we can say this is not a factor of this polynomial function. So x equal to minus 2 in this polynomial gives p of minus 2 will be equal to 2x cube, that means minus 2 the whole cube, plus 3 as it is, and x square means minus 2 square, plus 3 as it is, x means minus 2 and plus 1. So cube of a negative number is again a negative number. When power is odd, answer is in negative. If power is even, answer is positive. And cube of 2, that will be equal to 2 into 2 into 2, that will be equal to 8. So cube of 2 is 8, and cube of a negative number is negative number, so minus 8. Plus 3, square of a negative number is positive number. If power is even, that means answer is in positive quantity, so 3 and square of 2 is 4, so 3 into 4. Plus into minus, minus 3 into 2, 6, simple calculation, plus 1. Minus 8 plus 3 into 4, 12, minus 6 plus 1. So when we solve it, it will give what? Minus 1. 12 plus 1 what? 13, minus 6 and 8 what? 14. 13 minus 14 will be minus 1. So p of minus 2 is not equal to 0. P of minus 2 is not equal to 0. That means we say that g of x is not a factor of p of x. If it is equal to 0, then we can say that yes, gx is a factor of px. Now this is third question and this is homework for you. Let me read the question so it's become easy for you. P of x is a polynomial function, that is x cube minus 4x square plus x plus 6 and g of x is equals to x plus 3. You have to check whether gx is a factor of this polynomial function or not. Simple solution. First step, let g of x will be equal to 0. That means x minus 3 will be equal to 0. That gives what? X will be equal to 3. So you have to put x equal to 3 in this polynomial. So it will become p of 3 and put all the values in this polynomial and check whether g of 3 is equal to 0 or g of 3 is not equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, then we can say gx is a factor of px. If it is not equal to 0, then we can say that gx is not factor of px. So try this to do at your home. Thank you. Hello students, this is exercise 2.4 and this is part 3rd of class 9th. Now we are having same question, but concept is little bit different. So you have to understand the concept first and then solve the problem. Find the value of k if x minus 1 is a factor of px in each of the following cases. Here we are having 3 to 4 cases and we will discuss it one by one and check and we have to find out the value of k. So this we have to find out the value of k if x minus 1 is a factor of px. So how to solve this type of problem? We will discuss this in our first part of this question. So p of x is equals to x square plus x plus k. P of x is equals to x square plus x plus k. Same process we have to follow, which we will discuss in our previous question, that is question number 2 of the same exercise. So p of x is equals to x square plus x plus k and g of x is equals to x minus 1. This is x minus 1. as x minus 1 is a factor of px. It is given that x minus 1 is a factor. It is given that x minus 1 is a factor. That means when we put x equal to 1 in this particular question, it gives remainder is equal to 0. So as x minus 1 is a factor of px, that means x minus 1 equal to 0 and x equal to 1. So value of x is 1. That means what? When we put x equal to 1 in this particular polynomial, what we get? Now, when we put x equal to 1, this polynomial is become 0. So, by remainder theorem, it is already known that remainder is 0 when we put x equal to 1 in this polynomial function. So, p of 1 is equal to 0, as it is already given this x minus 1 is a factor of all the polynomial. That means when we put x equal to 1 in this polynomial, it will give result as 0. 100% it is sure. So p of 1 means what? P of 1 in place of x we put what? 1. P of 1 will be equal to 1 square plus 1 plus k. 1 square plus 1 plus k, and that will be equal to what? 0. It is sure that when we put p equal to 1, it will use what? 0, as we discussed in previous part of this exercise. So 1 square become 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1 what? 2 plus k equal to 0. So 2 plus k will equal to 0 and k will equal to minus 2. So here is the value of k, that is minus 2. So this is the method through which we can find the value of k if x minus 1 is a factor of this particular polynomial. Now we will discuss the second part of this question, that is polynomial is 2x square plus kx plus root 2. And given that it is given in the question that x minus 1 is factor of x minus 1 is a factor of px in each of the following cases. For all the cases, it is given that x minus 1 is its factor. That means x minus 1 will be equal to 0. It gives what? X will be equal to 1. That means when we put x equal to 1 in this polynomial, what we get? Remainder equal to 0. So here, when we put x equal to 1 in this polynomial, where p of 1 will become 0, because it is given that x minus 1 is a factor of this polynomial. That means its answer is 100% 0. So p of 1 will be equal to 0. That means when we put 1 in this polynomial, that is 2 into 1 square plus k, in place of x we put what? 1 plus root 2 will be equal to 0. 1 square become 1, 2 into 1 2, k into 1 become k, plus root 2 will be equal to 0. When we transfer this k to RHS side, it will become negative 2, and this root 2 to RHS side, it will become negative root 2. So the value of k is minus 2 minus root 2. Here is one more question related to same. P of x is equals to kx square minus root 2x plus 1. So x minus 1 is a factor of polynomial, it is given in the question. So x minus 1 will be equal to 0, x will be equal to 1. When we put p of 1 and when we put p of 1, it will 100% give answer as 0. So p of 1 is 0. Again, this is again by remainder theorem, and k into in place of x we put what? 1 square minus root 2. In place of x we put again what? 1, and this is plus 1 will be equal to 0. Square of 1 is again 1 into k is k, root 2 into 1 is minus root 2, plus 1 will be equal to 0. So k is equal to, when we transfer this to RHS, it will become root 2 minus 1. So these are the values of k in all the cases which it is when it is given that x minus 1 is a factor of all the polynomial. So this is one more question for you in homework, that p of x is equals to kx square minus 3x plus k, and you have to find the value of k when g of x is equals to x plus 1. That means again g of x is same, and it is g of x is factor of this polynomial function. So you just put x equal to minus 1 in this polynomial function, and in this polynomial function, and check and find the value of k. Thank you. Hello students, today we are discussing exercise 2.4 of class 9, and this is fourth part of this exercise. We have to factorize this quadratic polynomial function. So here we are having quadratic polynomial function, and we have to factorize it. That means we have to split it into two parts. How this type of question will be solved? Let us discuss this concept. This is middle term splitting questions. So if a quadratic equation is, quadratic means what? Highest power of variable is 2. So let us consider an equation ax square plus bx plus c, where a is coefficient of x square, b is coefficient of x, and c is constant term. And we have to split it into two parts. The simple method to find the factor of this polynomial function is this: we have to multiply this a and this c. That means we have to multiply the coefficient of x square, and we have to multiply the coefficient, multiply it by a constant term. Whatever the answer is, we have to find out two numbers. We have to find out two numbers. When we plus minus it will give same b, and when we multiply it will give the answer which comes as when we multiply these two numbers. This is the concept, and hope it is not actually understood by you until and unless we didn't move toward the question or toward the concept. So we will discuss this question with this concept so that it will become easier for you to understood. So here is our polynomial function 12x square minus 7x plus 1. If we compare this with ax square plus bx plus c, we can clearly see that x square coefficient is 12, and here x square coefficient is a. That means a will be equal to 12, and bx, that means b is coefficient of x, and here coefficient of x is minus 7, and b will be equal to minus 7, and here constant term is c, and c will be equal to what? 1. Now we have to do what? We have to multiply a and c. That means 12 into 1. A and c means 12 into 1. So our answer is 12. Our answer is 12. Now we have to find out two numbers. We have to find out two numbers. When we multiply it will give the same answer when we multiply a into c. And when we add it will give the answer which is equal to our value of b. So here two number is minus 4 and minus 3. You have to be little bit logical and think a little bit harder. So to find these two numbers. This is a very important concept with respect to class 10th also, and in class 9th also you will get this concept in earlier chapter. So try to solve this type of problem. You will get little bit confusion, you will get little bit puzzled how to find this two number, but you have to work hard and hard. You have to practice so many questions so that it will become easier for you to find out these two values, two numbers. So minus 4 and minus 3 are the two numbers. When we multiply it, minus into minus become plus, and 4 into 3 will become 12. So, and when we add it, minus 4 plus minus 3, it will give plus into minus will what? Minus 4 minus 3 will be equal to what? Minus 7, and minus 7 is our value of b. When we add it will give same the value of b, and when we multiply it will give the answer same it is given by a into c. So we split this minus 7 into two terms, minus 4 and minus 3. So in place of minus 7x we have to write what? Minus 4x minus 3x. Now when we see these two numbers, we have to make two pairs. So from these two particular terms, what 4 is common, because 12 is also multiple of 4 and 4 is itself multiple of 4, and here is x in both the terms. So we just take out the common. Lowest power of x, the lowest power of x is 1, so 4x will be common from this term. What will become remain? 3x minus 1. When we multiply it will become 4 into 3 12, x into x square minus 4x, and here nothing is common. So when we take minus 1 common, it will use what? 3x minus 1. So 3x minus 1 is here and 3x minus 1 is here. When we take 3x minus 1 common from both the terms, remaining term is 4x minus 1. So these are the factors of this polynomial function. Hope you understand the concept. Now we will discuss the second part of this question, 2x square plus 7x plus 3. Again ax square plus bx plus c. When we compare it, a will be equal to what? 2, coefficient of x square. B will be equal to what? 7, and c will be equal to what? 3. So 2x square plus 7x plus 3. A into c, which gives what? 2 into 3, and that will be equal to what? 6. Now you have to find out two numbers When we add it, it will give plus 7, that is the value of b, and when we multiply it, it will give what? 6. So here the two numbers 6 and 1. When we multiply it, 6 into 1 is 6, and when we add it, 6 plus 1 become 7. So can we write 7x as 6x plus x? So 6x plus x plus 3 and 2x square is here. So when we from these two terms, we have to take something common, that is 2x. Remaining term is x plus 3, and here nothing is common, so we take 1 common, and again x plus 3. So x plus 3 is here also, and x plus 3 is here also. We take x plus 3 common from these two terms, and remaining term is 2x plus 1. So this is how you can solve this type of problems. Now let us discuss one more question related to the same concept. 6x square plus 5x minus 6. 6x square plus 5x minus 6. Again comparing with ax square plus bx plus c. A will be equal to 6, b will be equal to 5, and c will be equal to what? Minus 6. We have to take this sign also. If it is negative, we take negative. If it is positive, we take positive. So a into c will be equal to 6 into minus 6, and that will be equal to minus 36. Now here we have 5x. We have to find out two numbers. When we add it, it gives 5, and when we multiply it, it gives minus 36. So here we can take as 9 and minus 4. So 9 into minus 4 will be equal to minus 36. 9 into 4, 36, and symbol is negative. And when we add it, so it will become 9 plus minus 4 will be equal to 9 minus 4 will be equal to what? 5. So when we add it, it gives the value of b, and when we multiply it, it gives the value of a into c. So here are the two numbers, that is 9 and minus 4. 6x square, 5x, can we write 5 as 9x minus 4? So 9x minus 4 minus 6. Here these are the two terms. What we have to take common from this, that is 3x, and remaining is 2x plus 3, 2x and 3 here. And here we can take minus 2 common from these two terms, it will become 2x plus 3. When we take common from two terms, it is 100% sure that this term and this term become same in both the sides, so that we take this term common from this particular equation. So 2x plus 3, when we take common from this above equation, it will become 2x plus 3 into 3x minus 2, and these are the factor of our polynomial function. Here are three questions related to the same concept, which you have to do at home by your own. That is 3x square minus x minus 4. Second one is x square minus x minus 2, and third one is x square minus 4x minus 5. You have to find out the factor of these three terms. Try this three question at home. Thank you.